A couple months ago, I came across this 30-day series by Ryan Garcia where he goes into what it's like to be a professional boxer and the dedication it takes to prepare for a fight. As someone who's constantly taking on different fitness challenges, this series really piqued my interest. His training looked extremely intense. It's a 5-mile run every single morning, followed up with calisthenics work, followed up by boxing training, and then followed up by even more training. This guy does nothing but train the entire day. Now, with that said, I'm curious, what would happen if I, as an average person who has never boxed a day in my life, were to take on the same training that Ryan does leading up to his fights for the next 30 days and then test out my newly gained skills in a real boxing match? How would this new training affect my physique? How would it affect me mentally? And would I actually get good enough to be able to stand my ground in a real boxing match within just 30 days of training? But there's only one issue. Although the series highlights the type of training that Ryan does at home, there isn't a very clear outline as to what he does during his boxing sessions. If I'm gonna be training like Ryan for the next 30 days and then also fight someone by the end of this, randomly punching a heavy bag at my local gym and watching boxing tutorials on YouTube isn't going to cut it. So I got to researching. I looked for hours trying to find some sort of routine, some sort of information showing exactly what Ryan does during his boxing sessions. But other than some minor information here and there, I couldn't find anything of substance that I could actually follow for the next 30 days. However, right as I was about to call it quits, I noticed something. Ryan seems to go to one specific boxing gym all the time, and out of curiosity, I decided to look it up. And to my surprise, I realized that this boxing gym is in the same city that I live in. But not only that, I actually have the owner's personal phone number from a video that I did 2 years ago. Right away, I knew this was destiny. If anyone knew how to train like Ryan Garcia, it would be the people at this boxing club. So I whipped out my phone, dialed the owner's personal number, and gave him a call. I asked him if he could set me up with a coach that knows how to train like Ryan Garcia for the next 30 days, and he happily agreed. And a couple weeks later, we started day 1 out of 30. I guess it's time to start, right?
This is it right here.
All right, let's go. Awesome. This man is Danny Dynamite Perez. He was a professional boxer for 14 years, claiming several national titles before retiring and dedicating the rest of his life to training boxers. He's going to be my coach for the next 30 days and will help me prepare for my match. We first started with the basics of boxing. I learned how to throw a jab, right cross, left hook, and went through some basic combos.
Boom. Again. Ha. Bring it right back to your face. The only reason why, if you throw a right hand and you drop it, I'm going to hit you with the hook. You're going to get knocked out, right? So bring it right back to your face.
I might not be in the position to train the same combos and techniques that Ryan is doing at his level, but I can do the same cardio and conditioning. I'm going to be straight up here. I was contemplating quitting the entire challenge 1 hour into the lesson on day 1. I heavily underestimated how intense the training was going to be, and by the end of the first 2-hour lesson, I was completely exhausted. I am so sore. My biceps, my back, lats, calves especially, and to think that that training is something Ryan does on a regular basis, and even more intense than that, that's insane. Huge respect to Ryan and any other boxer out there. It's not as easy as it looks, man. It really isn't. Day 2 was pretty much the same as day 1 in terms of the training that we did. It didn't take very long for Danny to notice that my cardio was absolutely garbage, and right away he recommended that I try to push myself to do the full 5-mile run that Ryan does each and every day. But all of that extra running on top of the boxing lessons was taking a toll on my body. So instead of just running all the time, I decided to mix in some different forms of cardio, such as hiking and cycling. Alright, I'm pretty excited right now. We finally got some headbands. My hair is constantly getting in my face when I box. I thought this would look a little cooler, but what the fuck? I don't know if I can wear this, dude.
So now if you don't go under, right, you're going to get hit with the hook, right?
Yeah.
Just go under. Let's go.
It's now day 6, and the combos are starting to feel much more natural and controlled, which allowed me to put more power into my punches. I was also able to finally get the rhythm of the speed bag, which was a complete struggle the first few days of training. We also started working on my head movement, since defense is equally as important as offense in boxing. Now, since I'm training like Ryan, it would make sense if I ate the same diet as him. So I watched a YouTube video of him explaining what he eats, and basically he doesn't. He seems to have a very low appetite and doesn't eat much throughout the day. day. But when he does eat, it's nothing specific. It's just whatever his private chef cooks for him, which most of the time looks like regular, clean, minimally processed food. So throughout the 30 days, I'm eating the exact same thing. Minimally processed food that's high protein, high vegetables, and that's it. One thing I struggled with quite a lot throughout these 30 days is balancing weightlifting and my boxing training. After my boxing lessons, I'm completely exhausted and I don't have any extra energy to go and do weightlifting, and on my rest days, I need to rest because then I won't have enough energy to go and do the next boxing lesson. And as a result, I'm only able to do some weightlifting occasionally. Most of my workouts are high rep calisthenics work and high intensity cardio.
Measure. Hands up. There you go. 1, 2, hook. There it is. Let's go. Hook. Let's go. All right. Right. Left. Finish it. Open measure. Let's go. Ready? Let's go. Go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Holy shit.
You ever throw punches, right? And you throw body shots, you can take them at the same time when you throw.
You gotta be able to take hits.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's what it's for.
All right, here with Dr. Bo. He's about to break my neck.
Come on.
That's all I wanted to say. I've been boxing, so I've been, a lot of hunched over like this when you box, so definitely feeling the neck, feeling the upper back, shoulders, everything. Let that relax. Beautiful. Nice. A little more. There it is. All the way relaxed. Beautiful. It's day 15 and there's 15 days left until my boxing match. My speed, technique, and power was improving quickly and everything was going smooth. Until this happened. I was hitting a deadlift PR of 365 pounds for a different video. And I successfully broke my PR, but at the top of the rep, I lost my balance for a second. This caused my body to shift over with the bar as I was dropping it, and it landed directly on my foot. My foot went numb almost instantly. Within the next 20 minutes, I could hardly walk on it, and the thought of my foot potentially being fractured or even broken came flooding into my head. I legitimately shed some tears. I was extremely upset with myself. Because in my mind, I thought my foot was broken, that I was screwed, that I wasn't gonna be able to do any kind of boxing for at least the next month. But those were just thoughts. There was no confirmation that my foot was broken or fractured. It just hurt. So I stopped myself from thinking that my foot was broken or fractured and just asked myself, what would Ryan do if he was me right now? Well, as a champion, Ryan would focus on what he can do and not on what he can't do. Just my one foot was injured. I still have the rest of my body that can be trained. So for the next few days, I substituted out running for cycling and did core workouts and upper body weight training at my local gym. I changed my mindset from thinking that my foot was broken to it just being a temporary injury that's going to heal within the next week or two. And as soon as I made that mindset switch, my foot started to get better. It's been about 4 days since I smashed my foot here. It's doing okay. It's still kind of blue and swollen here, but I can walk on it relatively easily. So I think I will be able to do my boxing lesson for today. I just won't be able to hit the left hooks at all. I still had to take it easy on my left foot, but we were now 10 days away from my boxing match, and I was not going to let this injury set me back any further. Done with the push-ups.
Double jump. Right hand. Block. Drop it. Go. 2, 3, 2. Uppercut. Left foot. Right hand. Breathe. Let's go. Go. Push.
I can't be laughing at the fight. What the fuck? I'll be laughing at my fight. Just get knocked out.
One more. Push. There you go.
All right, no more laughing.
6, 7, 8, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2 hooks. 1 to your right. Right hand. Let's go. Each sport is 2 minutes.
2.
Maybe 3.
A boxing.
Yes, sir.
Wow. All right.
So prepare yourself. Be ready.
Our fight is coming up here pretty soon. Not gonna lie, a little worried. I don't feel fully prepared. You know, I can punch a bag and do some mitt work pretty decently, but when it comes to being in an actual fight and the person is punching back, I don't know. I don't know. The last boxing lesson that I did, Danny and I were working in the ring a little bit more, working on my footwork. I was starting to get the feel of what it's like to actually be boxing in the ring. And it was so much more tiring than I thought it was gonna be. Also, tomorrow I'm gonna get a haircut. This length right here is not okay. This is so annoying when you're boxing. In preparation for my match, I headed over to my barber and got my hair cut. I immediately felt better with shorter hair. My focus was now directed 100% onto my training and improving as much as possible these last few days. Yo, I can actually run today. This is awesome. My foot's not hurting anymore. I was only able to walk for the past few sessions. I felt confident with the basics of boxing, but when it came to sparring in the ring, I sucked.
Oh shit. Let's go. There you go. Boom. Hands up, jump.
We only have 2 days left now, so we focused on training in the ring as much as possible.
Come on. There you go. There you go.
Bro, this mouthpiece makes breathing 20 times harder.
Breathe through your nose.
Woo. What?
Breathe through your nose.
Yeah, no shit, Derek. Breathe through my nose. I've been doing that.
Again. Go. Bam, bam. Go. Go. There you go. One. Let's go. Push.
Wow. Holy shit. Oh my god.
No joke, brother. No joke. Sparring, no joke.
It's day 30. All of my training this last month has led up to this moment. My opponent is Chano, a man with 10 years of boxing experience and eager to knock me out. As I warmed up, I kept reminding myself what Danny had taught me. Remember to breathe, keep your hands up, and be fearless. With both of us fully warmed up, we stood in the ring, tapped gloves, and headed to our corners. And it was now time for round 1. Round 1 went by pretty quick. We both were just feeling each other out and preserving energy. I was having a hard time landing any clean shots on Chano, but he was having no problem landing them on me. By the end of round 2, I was getting pretty tired. I had to just take a bunch of shots from Chano so that I would have enough energy to go all out on the final round.
Come on, Brandon, don't let up. Let's go.
Oh, good shit. Wow. That was fucking tough. Yeah, so I definitely lost that by landslide, but hey. This entire experience of boxing was truly incredible. I now feel stronger physically and mentally more than ever, and I wish I started boxing at an earlier age because it develops your character like no other sport. If you guys want to see me do this for a full 90 days, make sure you smash the like button on this video and also subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 300,000 subscribers. If there's enough support down below for it, enough likes, enough subscriptions, then you know what? We'll go for it for a full 90 days, and we might even enter a legitimate boxing tournament to test out my skills. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.